it's I. It is me. Hello, 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 hello. Howdy. How's it going, my fellow dudes and dudettes? Hello. I know. I've been gone for a long time. I have been, as the culture says, sold, but that's a-okay. You know why I say cancel culture? Cancel yourself. That's why I say. You should cancel yourself. You brought this upon me. You cancel me, cancel yourself. You don't like what I have to say, then well, but you're in for a rude surprise. I'd never care what I say either. So it looks like we're two peas in a pod. So if you are here to see a street fight or a street fighter, then you're not in the right place. This is my house. I'm in my own home abode with my cat over there. He's sleeping on my bed. And don't you worry, he's fat. So he won't move for a very long time because he's fat and sleeping. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, yeah. You ready for a street fight? I'm not. I've never heard of a street fight. Usually blood is spilled, and then that leads to blood pathogens, and that can lead to deadly diseases. We don't want deadly diseases here, do we now? But what we do want is fake ass video games that seem real to me, damn it. And that's what we're here. You ready to start some fake ass video games? I know I'm ready to start some fake ass video games. So let's get down to it. Not this, but some only strip fitter. That audio coming through. I don't know if I use this. PC dying? What is happening? Oh no. My PC froze. Um, I mean, it still says I'm streaming. I just can't edit anything. Um, computer, yeah. Something happened with XSplit. You tell me now. Um, it's processing. 10:11. Well, I don't know if any of this audio is going through. So, I mean, I assume my voice is still going through. I don't know about the game audio. But I guess we'll just have to live with that. Again, it still says I'm streaming. I can still see my face and voice moving. I can still see everything else moving. So you guys can hit platinum my fight stick, my mic box. Why am I not connected to the internet? On my PS5 at least. Oh. Um, we're booting up the Street Fighter 5 demo. Oh, hold on. Why is it? There's a live chat. I want to see everyone talk. I want to see everyone who took the shit on my stream chat. Everyone who canceled me the last 19 days. They're gonna idiot. They're gonna feel like, oh, canceling me. And I told them, you jackass. Oh. Nope. Um, not fixed itself. Still kind of frozen. I don't know what's going on with Xbox. Completely froze. How am I going to close this out? I don't know. But we'll just keep going. What do you mean game? What's the game? I don't know. Maybe I put Street Fighter 6 for a reason. I don't. Well, we're gonna practice a little bit of Gami. That's what we're gonna do. So I am a Luke main because there's no other characters but Luke and Ryu. I like the way Luke feels. Also, we are going to be playing with modern controls. Not that I don't know how to use classic. You know why I like modern? One big reason. One reason. It's this right here. One button super. One frame. One frame input for a one button super. Look how nice that is. Wow. Oh wow. Ain't that just yeah, get better than that. One button supers? How do you beat that? And how can you beat beast mode? Beast mode, baby. Wow. Is that close? Huh. It is that close super, right? But even with modern controls, you don't have to use input shortcuts. You can still do it manually. So if you want to do level one, do normal motion with or sorry. I always forget. Yeah, let's do something before. So yeah, you get two options to do supers with modern controls. Because with normal controls, it'd be just double motion with a punch or a kick, and then you can get level one, level two, or level three out that way. With modern controls, it is you can see right there on the whole left side you have all the inputs. So you can see all the light punches I'm throwing out, all the mediums and heavies, you know. Everything's there. Everything's there for a viewable purpose. All my classes included. With that being said, you get two options to do super. Either one, you can do the shortcut, which would just be, like I said there, you have your special button. So my buttons are completely different. Actually, we'll look at it right here. I'll have to pull up the type stick. My buttons are a little bit different. So we'll look at it right here. These are how my buttons are, right? I'm switching all of them right now on the fly, so I'm hitting circle a lot. So we'll reset it. So these are normal controls, right? Lights top left, medium is bottom left, and then heavy is down. So what I usually do is I do the opposite. Because triangle is special. I put triangle as X instead. Make it like Marvel 3. You ever looking at Marvel 3? Or have you ever heard of a game called Guilty Gear Xrd? Because I don't know if Strive does that. The Guilty Gear Xrd is a lot like this game. You know why? One of my friends. It's like Jacko from Guilty Gear Xrd. Guilty Gear is about the same way. Light, medium, heavy, special button. And then you have your fifth button, which is your dust attack. Now, for most characters in Guilty Gear Xrd, the dust attack is your launcher or your super launcher or your super wall splat. For Jacko, it's everything. It's your super launcher. It's your super wall splat. It is your Shoryuken. It is your long range grab attack. It serves a many a purpose, and it is very handy in that game. Like this game, we're gonna think of this as a dust button. It's gonna have multiple functionalities, which is very good. So, we got the drive impact, we got the drive parry and drive impact. We're gonna put that right there, and then you have assist. I hate assist personally. Assist sucks ass. It does like a small auto. You hold basically that button down and you do small auto combos. Terrible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change that L1. We're gonna put that as super and put assist down on L2 because we don't need really anything else. Because it's doing light and medium because that's gonna be your grab. Who cares? Grab's easy. That's easy peasy. Okay, those changes. So yeah, that's just how I like it. So I just switch special to X, which would be my bottom left button. So it goes light, medium, heavy, and then special. Again, that is the way Marvel 3 is set up. I always did the cheap way, as people say at Marvel 3. Go light, medium, heavy, which would be all your top 3 punches and classic control, right? You got light, medium, heavy punches, and then light, medium, heavy kicks. So I just set up the classic Marvel way because now I've noticed my dexterity is getting a lot worse as time goes on because I keep up and fighting people a lot. And that's just the way it is. So there's a lot of combos with Luke. So you get your full charges and then you get perfect charges. And I didn't realize that until I was messing around a whole while. I was like, wait, perfect charges? Pretty good. So the only biggest problem I have with Luke, and I know Ryu is very different. Luke is limited in his super combos. Luke Luke can Luke can only cancel out his specials in his level 3. Like as you can tell, I don't have dexterity to do it normally. But yeah, Luke can only cancel out level 3s. So, right, level 2, level 1, I'll show you. So, easiest move to cancel out is his backwards Hadoken, which is all these different punches, right? So we're gonna try to do level 1 super. Doesn't work. Right? Try to do level 2 super. Doesn't work. I see the input there, but I'll try it again. I mean, it works right there if I do have a normal hit, but it doesn't work. I mean, you can do it this way, right? Easy peasy. You can only cancel out level 3 for whatever reason. Luke is very limited, and you can only cancel out level 3. I find that very odd and very bizarre because that means your only setups are basically this. And that's like kind of your only real setup if you don't want to waste any meter. It's like that kind of sucks because that makes Luke very limited. He's very good because he's got like a lot of easy setup combos. That's for sure. And I can see why people want to use this one more often. Because if you nail this one, if you get perfect on his backwards Hadoken, medium, it still counts as a combo. If you screw it up though, I'll do a full charge this time. Doesn't combo. It's not a true combo. So I can see why people use that one a whole lot because you can't do like that and that. You can't do light Hadoken into medium Hadoken. It just doesn't work. And I'm screwing up my timer right there, but it's like you can get a normal one, but you can't get a full charge. It's impossible. But if you do it perfect on that one, regardless, you can always get a full charge on the light one. See, you don't even have to get perfect on the light backwards Hadouken. You can get a medium backwards Hadouken. It works either or. I see what people use that one a whole lot more. It's like, yeah, you don't have to waste any meter. It's a free combo, all that. But I like guaranteeing my stuff. So I do that instead. I always go light and heavy, only waste 1 bar of meter, and you still get the combo. Because, easiest thing about it, well, the nicest thing about it, is that no matter what, if you full charge it or perfect charge it, it's still a combo, regardless. Now, you may have to do something different if you do a full charge instead, because you can't do that. So if you nail that one perfect charge, you can still go on that combo. But if you do a full charge on accident, you can't get perfect charge. So there's always different options with Luke, depending on what your preference is on for certain combos. It all works the same. It's all handy. It's all nice. So there's variations with Luke. Now I know what you may be thinking. I'm an idiot. I'm using modern controls. Doesn't that decrease your power value? Yes and no. Two reasons. Two reasons. Modern controls gives you the option to make easier combos. And that is with your heavy and special. Or if you hit special in general, right? So you get your directional with special, and that will determine what kind of move you're going to do, right? Forward special is Shoryuken. Special neutral is Hadouken, right? If you never use those and still do your manual input, there will be no damage reduction. So, I find modern really handy for someone like me whose reaction speeds are getting very slow. To, if I react slow on a hit, or I react slow on someone jumping in, and I'm trying to do a Hadouken really fast, or a Shoryuken really fast, I have a late reaction speed. That's 3 frames it's costing. That's 2 frames I'm putting in self and risk where I'm still trying to do an input and I can get hit. If I can negate that and make it a 1 frame input on instant reaction, yeah, it's 80% reduction. But you know what? Or was it 20% reduction? So it's like only 80% damage. I think it's 20% reduction. That's still better than going, oh hey, I'm trying to react, I screwed up, well now I'm getting blasted for that. Instead, I'm going, hey, I reacted, it's doing less damage, but I never got hit. That's what's handy. That's why I like modern controls. This new era of modern controls, I can see a lot more people using because it's gonna bring a lot of people being like, oh, I can still do these combos and still do the exact same amount of damage without no damage reduction. Fuck yeah! Like here, actually, don't. We'll go back into it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll do a full combo with just assist buttons, right? We'll see what that looks like. And keep in mind, this is the only one I can do. I can't do this. That is still manual input. With back special, you can only do medium. So regardless, I still have to do a manual input for light. Alright? Don't mind that. So I'm gonna have to do 2 manual moves, which is light version and the heavy. Right? So those are the only 2 that are gonna be manual, but everything but these other 2 ones, which is backwards and super, those are gonna be assisted, so we can see like what the damage reduction is. One month. As you can see right here, barely moves past. It hits like the edge of the R. To do manually, it hits the edge of the Y. So you can see right there. I'm not used to using assistive controls, so it's gonna take me a minute to rewire my brain for this. Sorry if I'm fiddling into the mic. I am not sick, but allergies are kicking in, and they are not great. Man, these assistive controls are really screwing me up. Now I'm messing with the timing a lot. That's about literally 50%, right? Now I want to see. No, okay, so it still counts assisted. I wanted to see him doing a motion, but with assisted elf counts more damage. Nope. Okay. Okay, 4-4. Something in the back medium. I can keep competing that with 4-4 heavy. So that almost does a little bit more damage, like 5 more percent, if anything. I'm screwed up all these combos. I just need to get better with time. Right. So 55% damage. Because I keep screwing up, so we're gonna have to do the same thing with mediums. Just to make sure we're getting accurate readings. That's about 55%. Man, trying to switch between these two as assisted and not assisted is really hard. Keeps screwing me up. But that I'm also missing 10 a lot. That's not even right. Damn it. I was like 50% there and I keep screwing up. It's like I gotta go like that instead of doing double motions. Oh, that actually crossed me up. Oh, let's get it up again. I think they count it as me doing double motion. That was a fucked up combo though. I think it's only very minuscule damage percentage because there's only two buttons that are there's only two buttons that are being fully assisted, so it's not that much more of a damage reduction. I hate that so much because the reason I keep sweeping is because they took out his sweep when you do down heavy, but if you do down forward heavy, then it sweeps. I hate that so much. Or just like down back heavy, that'd make more sense. Like you can be like defense blocking, but I mean I guess it makes sense because they want you to go offensive. They want you to do that. That makes it more confusing if your forward heavy goes for that. So either way. There we go. Oh, I'm just screwing it up, so yeah, that's extra 5%. So I think that was a good idea. I think. Yeah, how you? I think you need to land double purpose if you want to do that. You want to waste no meter? I believe so. Yeah. So you want to waste no meter, then you have to do double perfect on that one at least. That's not. I guess it's not too bad. That's just as good as assisted combo with one bar. I guess that's not too bad. That's just as strong as this. So I just double perfect on this one. I'm screwing up my input. So I'm not used to assisted combos. I'm trying to see the damage scaling. Hard for me to wrap my brain around assisted combos or assisted inputs. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, it does see my damage. keep doing backwards. Sometimes we do it perfect. How much more damage does that do on that double perfect? I think it's the same. That's with the heavy. Huh. So there's no point in doing double perfect on that if you waste 1 bar a meter. I think it's that. I think it's because it's the extra hit. I think that's what's making the exact same damage as just doing this. I think it's the same damage because you're also getting that 1 extra hit. Well, this one, probably is. You know why? Mm. That 1 extra bar a meter with the crouching heavy, it's a damage scaling. That's why it's the same. So either or you can do the safer combo, which I'd say would be this one. Because regardless if you do a full charge or not, you're still gonna land that one. But if you want to do a no meter combo, then yeah, you want to do medium. That makes a lot more sense. So what? So what would I do if I screwed it up? Right? Because if I nail it, right? What can I do? I can't do a medium for Dogen. Light. Okay, so if you screw it up, do a light Dogen. So I'm pretty sure that means I can also just do this. Yeah. So if you screw it up, you can do a light Hadoken or a level 1 super. If you don't screw it up, you can do it. Hey, yeah, that's good enough. Oh, right. Because I nailed the combo. You can't do level 1, right? So even if you do screw it up, you can still do that. Which is not good, because that actually is way weaker. So that one, you do want that extra hit. Mm. Okay, okay. So now I'm curious. Right? We practiced that. Now I gotta rewire my hands. We're gonna do classic controls, which thank you for setting me up on that. Now let's see how that works out in this. Time is all screwed up. Messages. So how does that do with not assisted? This is class controls. And that's fascinating to know. Look at that. No damage reduction. The exact same amount of damage. Exact same amount of damage with less buttons too. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you use modern controls, you only have 4 buttons to worry about. Sure, you have to have a fifth button and a sixth button, so you have your overdrive and your parry ready, right? So it's the exact same amount of buttons. You're using exactly 6 buttons. But what Marin does is that, hey, it gives you the option to do frame 1 specials and frame 1 supers. How can you top that? You can't top that. You really can't. You can't top that, especially when it's the exact same amount of damage scaling as classic controls. I really do think modern controls is going to be the best innovation in this game, and you're going to see a lot more newer top players because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, classic controls is the way to go in this game. And then you have a lot of people in this game who are going to go, no, 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 no. Modern controls is the way to go in this game. I really do think modern controls is the best thing because it's going to bring in a whole new slew of people, right? You got a lot of people who are like, I've only learned 4 button fighters, man. Marvel, that's the way to go, you know? You only got your 4 buttons. Same with fucking Soul Calibur, Tekken, Guilty Gear. Sure, Guilty Gear's got 5 buttons, but regardless, you're mostly using 4 buttons for the most part. And you're like, yeah, I want to learn a 6 button, 6 buttons. I'm so used to 4 buttons. Modern controls eliminates that. So then when you got people who want to get good, it's like, okay, hold this button down for my parry. Press this button for overdrive, or yeah, drive punch. And like, shit, this opens the floodgate for so many people in so many different categories. This is the biggest game changer. This is. You know what? This could even bring in Mortal Kombat players. If I'm not mistaken, Mortal Kombat is it's a 5 button fighter, right? So I think it's light, heavy, and then you have your dedicated block button. So even that sort of brings these people in. Because what are they gonna do? Okay, rewire their hands a little bit. So you can have a light, medium, heavy, and a special. And then you get your parry and your overdrive. So that's 6 buttons. From a 5 button fighter to a 6 button fighter, they can do that too. Modern control. I really do think with Street Fighter 6, modern controls is going to bring in so many people. It's not going to be funny. This brings in so many people. You're gonna have more pad warriors. You don't even have to be like me. You don't even have to have arcade stick. You don't even have to have a mix box. You've got so many options dedicated to this game for modern and classic. There's no need to be debating whether you need a fight stick, a mix box, a hit box, a hurt box. Oh gosh, don't even get started on hurt box. You've got so many options in this game. It is fascinating that if you go with classic controls, yeah, classic way. All right, no biggie. You go modern controls, hey, you can bring in new people and they still do the exact same amount of damage. There's no downside. It is fascinating. And that's why I told my brother, I think I'm gonna become a hybrid Street Fighter player. And you know what? It's like I'm bringing in my Guilty Gear skills to play Street Fighter 6. Because I'm somehow getting worse at using 6 buttons again. Because with Abigail, I never used light kick. I was always using 5 buttons. Light kick was useless for me as Abigail. So I was already doing 5 buttons. So you tell me, hey, just use 5 buttons again? Have your 6 button be that overdrive? Yeah. I'm playing I'm playing Guilty Gear in Street Fighter 6. That is fascinating. Now let's see if I can take those skills into a CPU match. I'm sure you guys seen it. The level 8 CPU goes fucking wild. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts. Crazy. Really big up match against PBA. You loud clacking. I kind of forgot. Right, input reads. Oh, yep. Damn. I'm still not used to the overdrive system. I'm not used to focus attack being in the game again. Still slow reacting in that, and that's just me in general. I'm just still slow reacting with focus attacks in this game. Drive punches, whatever it's called. Pretty sure that, yeah. I'm dead. Loading this game. On this game, the fucking nuts. Damn. That's gonna do it open. Out. Ow, ow, ow. Huh. I hate being in I hate being exhausted in this game. Fucking stinks. I really wish it was back heavy for fucking sweeps. Uh yeah. Ah, bastard. Frame one super. I hate that. I hate that so much. You input reading hooker. So there's a reason I always go back to game mode select. After whoever wins 6 rounds first, it immediately kicks you out and says thank you for playing. And you have to load back everything again. This is actually the faster option. Fortunately, it doesn't stick with level ACP. I really wish it. It's the thing with Smash. It doesn't go back to like, oh, whatever character you pick last, it's gonna preset to that with the same CPU level. It's like, nope, back to level 4 CPU. It's like, damn it, can you just keep my old settings? Lay out your roomie. Why punch? How does Megan beat my life? My jump! Ouch! You bastard. Yeah, lovely ACP in this game doesn't fuck around. That's for sure. I've gotten close a lot of times. Fucking hell. That's good. Oh, come on, really? I crouched and I also did a sweep at the same time, so I was fucked there. Either way. Ah! I think I'm gonna go crouch. Still slow. I'm still slow at reacting to that. Of course, that didn't hit me. Jumping heavy. Oh, you motherfucker. Throwing a hit light punch. He's got less brain. Input reading. I fucking hate it. That's why I keep wiggling back and forth between crouching, because I've noticed that at certain distances, if you do that, he throws more Hadokens out. See? But then he also does that every now and then, which I'm not ready for still. I think what I need to do is I need to do this. Turn that into drive impact. And hold R2. Because I keep hovering R1, I keep thinking that's going to help me. I think that's what's screwing me up. I need to get used to that instead. Rare seems to screw that up. So now I see. Now I see what my hands are doing. Now that I switched it to fucking the heavy drive impact being on R1, now my brain is thinking, oh, so that means mediums are heavies, right? Oh my god. What is going on with my brain? That is funny. That is funny. My brain instinctually knows that drive impact is where heavy is. So if I switch that up, then my brain just starts exploding, going, no, 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 no. Your heavies are up here now, huh? No! Wait a second. Now I see what's happening. That is hilarious. Not great for me, but that is hilarious. What the fuck even? We got plenty of time. We'll a couple more matches. So I already have a character made for World Tour, but we'll get to that when we get there. Of course. That's what I mean by frame reading, because he'll always do one frame right after I push the button. Ah! I'm exhausted, so I'm dead. He's not gonna get that. He did that one because then he kind of went easier too. Shinkyu Doken rolls super. Nah, that's gonna combo. So keep forgetting that if you do a drive dash, it gives you actually frame advantage. Because he can't actually combo into that unless he does a drive dash. Which is fascinating, because Ryu always been able to combo that, I think, in SF5. You can do Ryu at the perfect distance to whip everything. I'm still slow reacting. I was baiting that out. I'm still slow reacting to that. Oh, my reaction times are still dog shit. They're still dog shit. Yeah. I baited out, and yeah, I still react slow. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. Don't worry. Ow. It still blows my mind just because I'm still thinking of Street Fighter 5. The Street Fighter 5 normal grabs are frame 1. In this game, it's like frame 3 or 4. So, like, a light punch can actually beat out a grab this time, which is crazy. Oh, my cat sneezed. Bless you. Bless you, Mr. Bane. Oh, you good there, buddy? You too. You too. Ouch. This is gonna hurt. I haven't seen him do that one yet. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen him do that one yet. It's a new combo. Damn it! Forward heavy. That's what I mean. Frame 1 supers. It's easy for me to react with a roll and then just do super. Ah, so I have to do double motions. There's one roll and then whoop, super. Really. Ah, well, good thing I reacted late. I did light punch there. Ah, lame game, but I'm chipping them out slowly but surely. Oh, that's gonna kill. So I'm gonna be shocked if it doesn't. Ouch. So you're gonna be Hadoken. The reason I don't hit any buttons when I do neutral is because I know if I hit a button and I'm close, he's gonna react with Shuriken. So the AI doesn't really know what to do if you do like a neutral shot pretty close. Most times. If you're too close, then Imperial will just react with a Shuriken regardless. Ah, I'm still slow reacting to that. Damn it. Too slow. Nope. Yeah, second I saw that Hadoken really close to me, I'm like, nah, it's alright, fucked up. Damn it. Forward heavy. Crouching forward heavy. I have to remember that. What are you doing? Out. Well, what? What is he doing? He's just doing that over and over again. Oh, I was like, why is the computer doing that and missing that? Oh, because I think it's trying to calculate to the wall, and I think it's closer to the wall than it really is. I think that's what's happening. Maybe you need the wall splat. Okay. Hey! Hey! I actually won! Oh, I forgot I won the first game, or the second game. Wow, I have finally beat the level 8 CPU. The lamest way possible, but I mean, hey, I'm getting better. It's only because I know what to do against the CPU. My brain's starting to get better at that. The fucking level 8 frame reading CPU is such fucking horseshit. I hate that shit so much. It's not as bad as SNK. SNK like reads it to a T. That's pretty bad. SNK's is worse. Street Fighter is almost as bad, but not too bad. It's still trying to do a lot of predicting and a lot of range gauging. So again, I've seen level 8 CPU Ryu drop that Shoryu so many times. I think because it's trying to gauge the distance between me and the wall and it. And I think like, oh, because it's closer to the wall, I can just do it, regardless if it's farther. Because I've seen it where it's done like up close personal ones with the donkey kick to guarantee a Shoryu. But I think because it thinks that we're closer to the wall, it will drop that distancing from the donkey kick just to do a Shoryu regardless of how close it is. That's why it's not doing drive rushing. I know it's full combo. It will use 5 bars a meter to make sure it gets that drive rush and to guarantee that donkey kick into level 3 from like midstream. So that's interesting to know that it will drop that if it thinks it's closer, but its gauging of closeness is always destroyed because it thinks it's closer than it is. So they might change that. They might make it more fine tuned to where it'll never drop that combo, but at the same time, that's Ryu dropping bars. So even if it was trying to do that, it'd waste all 4 meter and then be burnt out and never get that fifth one. So that's fascinating. Okay, okay. We talk about street. We're talking how we keep. We're gonna talk about how we fly and planes to Mars and buying candy bars because boys meet girls and girls meet boys and then they all want to play with toys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Using my fist and shoving up the pits. Talk about how big my areola tits are. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about the streets. We're talking about the feet. You see those German feet? The non feet? Woo, dog! Those shit so big you can fly a bird with that shit. Talking about birds with big wings. We're talking about girls with big things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the feet here on the street by the stick. Uh, talking man. There's our rival in the background doing some practice kicks. So my only real thing I'm wondering about, I hope that World 4 areas aren't locked off. So it's like, oh, like obviously you start in America, but it's like I hope you don't have to go like, oh, you go to America, then you have to go to Japan. Hopefully you can go like from America to anywhere you want, because I really need to find Blanca's style for the character I have made. You guys will see in a second. As far as God, you ask me, I love the character I picked. It's you. It's goofy. It's not. It's happy. It's hot. It's not. It's also a thought, but you guys will see in a second. I made the hottest babe you could ever think of. So hot that it changed her skin color. That's my boy Hakan. He is so red. I really hate that. I cannot change the body color. So, I mean, like, he's a little red. Not that red. He pops more in the recording, surprisingly. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good for a face. Honestly, I think I nailed Hakan's face to a T. It's really dang good. I I think I nailed this pretty well, to be honest. So funny, I'm looking at this in my computer, and the colors are popping a little bit more than my TV. My TV is a little bit more saturated for whatever reason. It could be my computer is a little bit more saturated. Who knows? But regardless, yeah, I think I nailed Hakan down pretty well. I can't get his hair, unfortunately. There's no showering cap that has like all the little orbs on it. I could put a bun, but I think the bun looks weirder on him, so I think just using slick back hair is good enough. But yeah, I nailed Hakan's face pretty well, I'd say. Um, he's even kind of got the flatter face with the pointed out chin and everything. So I had to look up Hakan's Street Fighter 4 model a whole lot, and man, his forehead to his nose goes almost flat with each other, and then his chin just sticks right out. So I think I nailed that down pretty well. The only thing I can't nail down for Khan is because Street Fighter 4 it knows it's a little bit more polygonal. He's got like a literal flat chin tip. So it points out just like that, but then it goes just straight flat. So I can't do that. I can't stylize the chin enough to make that flat, but overall that's good. I say I never messed with the ears, so I looked at Hakan's ears in Street Fighter 4. They didn't mess with them either. They just gave him default. They just gave him default ass dumbass ears, and it's like, well, okay, but I'm not messing with ears, so but yeah, Hakan looks like Hakan. I think I did pretty good. It took me a long time to get this. To get like a little bit of the wrinkling right, so it's like, yep, he's got like the forehead creases of his anger, his nose going basically flat-ish, you know. The eyes, I wish I could do a little bit more, but that's as best as I can get. It's like with the cheekbones, how they sink in and everything, that's pretty good. I might make the cheeks a little bit bigger, if anything. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just fill out the cheeks just a little bit more. That's exactly. It was at 40, right? It's a little too much, so probably 70. I think that looks good. Put it at 70. Because his face was really something in at 40. Yeah, it's a little too much. So 70 is about 80 seems a little too much. Because the face proportions before are a little exaggerated, so I say that's probably good. So I will comment the exact same comment like someone else was saying. I hate that now that I made his face pure red, you can't do this. One trick doctors hate is painting your face completely red. Because now the eyebrows are colored over. I hate that so much. I can't give him eyebrows because if I go to the eyebrow color, look it. It's not like I color his eyebrows red. They're blue. It's because he put face paint on. He's covered his whole face, so now his whole face is blue. Or his whole face is red with his eyebrows. It's like, come on, man. Then why make it that the mustache is a different color then? Why not just paint over the mustache too? If you're gonna do it that way, kind of sucks. I hope that's kind of fixed with the full release of the game. Because I'd love to give him eyebrows because I've seen a lot of people where they've given Hakam eyebrows, but it's what it is. It's one they also gave him eyebrows if you go to the Street Fighter 5 lore page on their actual website on the computer. They gave him eyebrows, but what I've seen a lot of people do for 4 because it's the oil reflection is they put the eyebrows right underneath, so it um gives a bigger accent to his eyes, right? So they use the blue eyebrows as like an accent for his eyes, so it makes it like look like they pop out more, which is smart. That's what the oil does in Street Fighter 4 because they didn't really think about it, but it conveniently highlights the eyes more, which is a cool touch that people have done. But I can't do that because it's face paint. I really wish you can do more body paint. That's the only body paint I can do, which is his little arm right there. He does have that, which I've never noticed. Playing Street Fighter 4 my whole life, I've never noticed he had a little tattoo on his left wrist. I've never noticed that. But there's no full body paint option, which me and a lot of people have agreed. Like, dude, that sucks. Give us a full body paint option. I want to make a blue freak, a red freak, a green freak, whatever. Let me make a goddamn Pikmin, damn it! I can't do that. I can't make a Pikmin. Not yet. But the best I got is a con space, which I say is pretty good. And yes, my name is King of Twist. If no one knows the reference, the King of Twist was someone who put the whole Smash roster, translated from English to Japanese 50 times, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And King K. Rool, which is my favorite character, I like playing him competitively because Lil Mac just doesn't cut it. King of Rool's name came out 50 times repeated as the King of Twist. And I'm like, perfect. No one takes that because I had my name as Oil King for a bit, for a con. But there was already someone in the FGC whose name is Oil King. I'm like, that doesn't work for me. Come on. You can't both be Oil King. Remember, my friend came up to me, he's like, hey, how's Evo? I'm like, what? What? Yeah, Evo's going on right now. You must have lost real bad, huh? I'm like, what are you talking about? There's someone else named Oil King now. I was like, what? Oh, come on. That's not fair. Both named Oil King? That fucking sucks. So the second I saw that, which came out like a couple months later, I was like, the King of Twist. No one's taking that. It's perfect. Because my name, if you shorten it, is Cat. Make it K-O-T. Caught. King of Twist. Works out. Just worth a little bit of that A. King of Twist. Put a little bit, just add a little bit more onto that O. It's A. Now it's Cat. Hello. It's me. So, I think that's perfect. I like it. King of Twist. Because what does the con do a lot? Twisting. Does King K. Rool do a whole lot? Not a lot of twisting, but I think that's some twisting here and there. So, either or, Oil King and King of Twist both work for him. So, I like King of Twist too. But yeah, we're gonna just take 2 screenshots here, real quick. Take a lot of screenshots, that way we can get like the perfect one. Then we're gonna hit finalize. Yes, his name I want. Oh, that is okay. Ah, there you go. I'll take one more screenshot. We'll upload that to Twitter later. I've seen a lot of people go nuts with this character creator. I've seen people make Birdie. I've seen people make Seth, the new Seth from SF5, right? So you got female Seth. That you couldn't obviously because I mean what you could do is this. So like, I can't make a white body. It's like fair. The best thing you can do is that. And it's like if you want to make white bodies, like yeah, you can turn luminescence up like a lot, but it's like very distracting. Phone. Um, is it goofy? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'd have to drop the whole stream. Literally XSplit won't load on my side. I was wondering, I'm like, is that just me or is that actually the microphone? Shoot, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cody Geek. Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Been having a lot of fun. Finally beat level 8 CPU. I've been explaining my techniques on water controls. Um, there's been a lot of discussions how I've come back because cancel culture has canceled me. I told them to cancel themselves. They're truly about canceling. Cancel each other out. Double cancel. Double cancel culture. Let's go, baby. Yeah! I mean, I've made a con. Sorry about the microphone, but I've made a con. It looks pretty good, to be fair. I think a con came out pretty well. But I'm using my fight stick. As you can tell, you can hear the big old clacking my buttons. But I'm not using classic controls. I'm using modern controls. I've talked about it at nauseum about this, and the best thing about it is that my window's wide open and my neighbors are looking at me because my cat likes my window being open. So now I get to make a fool of myself as my neighbors walk by. But I do think modern controls is going to be the biggest thing for Street Fighter 6. You're going to have a lot of people who bring in classic controls, and that's not bad. Yeah, my phone's in the bathtub. I brought in my giant ceramic bathtub and put my phone in there and said, "Phone, record me." Sorry about that. I'll have to figure things out later. Again, XSplit kind of crashed on my side. It still says I'm streaming, but I can't click on it or do anything. So I mean, I'm kind of stuck. I can't edit anything out and change anything. Like I can sort of click on it, but nothing happens. Like I'm clicking, but it won't let me change anything. So it's kind of frozen, but I mean, it's still streaming. I've been canceled. So I've been working because I've been canceled, and now I came with the perfect response of telling people to cancel themselves out. My phone's going off. Yeah, if cancel culture is really about truly canceling people, then cancel culture is to cancel themselves. That's all I'm saying. But no, I've been working. Real answer though. I've been working a lot. A lot of things have happened. Uh, Family have been dying left and right. You know, not from like anything bad. It's just old age. That's been really hard on me. I have become the union representative, so I've had to take a lot of time to study union laws and whatnot, reinsure union laws. It's been an interesting time. You know, people say it's a lot of responsibility, and it's been crazy. I've only been here for at my job for like a year and a half. It's almost 2 years now. Actually, yeah, I just passed 2 years, and I'm already a union representative. Um, so a lot of things have to change. I was saying with a lot of people at work, a lot of people at work have change, including myself. I've been trying to get better at improving myself and my attitude. Um, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Cody Geek. Means a lot. Thank you. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. Again, it's just been hard. Again, it's mostly just old age. You know, they've been hitting their 60s, 70s, 80s. I think no 70s, 80s. I don't think we've had anyone die yet at 60. I hope not. But regardless, yeah, it's been tough. Things at the homestead has also been tough. I won't get into that. That's personal details. I can't get into that. I shouldn't. But yeah, it's just been a crazy time. Trying to make time to stream. All that's been kind of hard, especially now. I'll try to stream more often. I'll try. It's gonna get tougher because today we're gonna be short staffed, and for the next like 2 months we're gonna be short staffed. When I mean short, we have like 5 people on board where I work. We're gonna have three for like 2 months. So we're gonna figure that out. But oh, that's work. Work's work. But yeah. I'll say my input again on modern controls between classic controls. I think modern controls is the biggest thing that's going to happen to Street Fighter 6. If you are a pad controller, if you are a classic controller player with your giant fight stick, this is my mix box because I got keyboard controls on it. So if you got a mix box, a hitbox, a stand controller, your filthy smash hitbox controller, the hurt box, don't even get started on that. The hurt box is like a pain in the ass. Either way, you're gonna have so many new people in. I went at nauseum in training mode to see if there was any differences between damage reductions between classic controls, uh, modern controls, or full on um, assisted combos with modern controls because you can still do manual inputs with modern controls. You have a special button and then you have your light, medium, heavy, and you can still do all three of them. So you get two options to do special buttons. And I really do think modern controls is going to dominate Street Fighter 6. Not only do you have one button in supers, but that also makes your reaction times faster. It takes 3 frames to get Hadoken out, right? Down, down right, or I guess down, down forward, and forward. With the button, you can hit that forward with the button at the same time. That's 3 frames, right? If you do it slower, that's 4 frames. But what happens with modern controls? You just hit neutral and hit special, 1 frame. Your reaction time is now 3 times faster. Sure, you get a little bit less damage, but you know what? That's so much faster. I really do think modern controls is going to dominate because I did a full-on super combo with modern controls compared to classic controls. There's no damage reduction. If you do your inputs naturally with modern controls, you're getting no damage reduction. You just now get the option to do, hey, you want to do frame one super? So I didn't even explain that. You one super takes 6 frames, right? Double forward, Hadoken motion with a button. Down, down, forward, forward, down, down, forward, forward with a punch. That's 6 frames. Skip all that, 1 frame super. It is. It is crazy interesting. And you know what's the best part? That's 4 buttons. That opens up the whole floodgate for everything. You got people, because the way I'm playing it like Guilty Gear. They do it in the curve where it goes light, medium, heavy, and then special, right? And then with Guilty Gear, it's technically 5 buttons because then you have your fifth button being your dust attack, right? I play Jacko, and this converts very well to me in Guilty Gear Xrd to Street Fighter 6. Because with Jacko, dust move is basically your wall slide, right? But with Jacko, dust move is your Shoryuken. It's your it's also your command input for your hit grab. For Jacko, it does a lot more. If you do a jump, it's also your Hadoken. Oh, that's nice. I hope he's enjoying it really well. I hope he made a custom freak too. I've seen a lot of people make freaks, and a lot of people make legit characters like Hakan, like I did. But yeah, my point is, Kodaki, is that this opens the floodgate for everyone, for new players, for players who only play like Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, Tekken. It opens the floodgate for everyone because now it's like, oh, replace my dust button with a parry. Okay, I got a parry, and then oh, just one more button. Oh, specials. Super simple modes. And that's fair. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't have to like it. You can go classic. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, my reactions because I don't play fighting games that often. I love fighting games, but my reaction speeds are getting slower and slower. My dexterity's getting worse. So for me to go, oh, now I don't have to waste 3 frames because I'm already slower on reactions. Waste one, just do 1 frame, 1 frame special. That makes the floodgates even bigger. The only downside is you can do less combos. Like, there's certain combos you actually legit just can't do because you are missing for loot. You're missing about I want to say you're missing about four four butts. And for sure, I haven't tried dynamic mode. Um, I haven't seen the dynamic mode's not in the demo, so I can't tell you for sure. But yeah, it's fascinating how this is the first game that's going to be so accessible to everyone. And again, it's not just for newcomers too. It's for people who are picking up a fighting game for their first time. It's people who are like, I want to play a Street Fighter game. I play Mortal Kombat for a living, so I'll pick up a Street Fighter game. It's like, if you're a pad warrior and you play with modern controls, this translates so well because that's also a 5 button fighter. Because I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat is, um, I'm pretty sure it's 2 punches, 2 kicks, and then a dedicated block button. You've already got that, except your block button in this game is a parry. Oh, just learn one more button? It's your drive punch. This game is fascinating. How I think this game's esports section is going to go even harder than Street Fighter 5's. Because no matter what, if someone wants to get really good with modern controls, they're going to be just as good as someone with classic controls. Sure, they're going to not do as many combos as someone with classic, but it's like they're going to be just on as par, if not maybe even better, because now they get 1 frame special. It's crazy. It's insane what Street Fighter's been able to do with this game. This is so far, I think. Let's see. Fully manual, precise controls when you're fighting an all person means that the game gets simplified down to a spamming grab's gonna beat spamming. Nobody picks a zone. Better hope nobody picks a zone. See, and that's just something you have to learn for yourself. That is just a new player mentality. Because this game, actually, I've noticed a lot. Street Fighter 5 has been, oh, you want to do a normal grab? it's going to be 1 frame, right? In this game, it's 3 frames. Someone presetting a light punch is going to beat out a grab every time, no matter what. Hold on. Fully manual precise controls when you're fighting a normal person means the fighting game gets simplified down to expanding grab. See, and that's the thing. You have to get in close for a grab. Grab is never always going to be the option, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Because grabs, you still have to do hit 2 buttons, regardless if you're doing manual controls or modern controls. Modern controls is still manual. Dynamic controls, from what I hear, is the auto combos of this game, which I don't know is a great thing. It might not be, honestly. I don't know. But yeah, with modern controls, I think it's gonna be a very big helper for anyone who wants to jump in, play with their friends, or just learn actually like new characters or play different ways. It's gonna be fascinating. Stop it. He's kicking my butt! Stop it, Bosch! Let's just go with my timing. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that it auto jumps for you. I was like, what the hell? It auto jumps for you? That's insane. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be skipping the story. My bad. But yeah, I've heard about that. That shit is wild. Like, what? It auto jumps for you? Yeah, dynamic mode seems a little too much. I think modern controls is just perfect for anyone who wants to jump in. I think modern controls is gonna help my friend out because he likes fighting games. He just doesn't have enough time for fighting games. So I really do think modern controls is perfect for him. Because if he wants to get better, then you don't have to learn to do more hand positioning, right? You don't have to go, you have to go to the 3 buttons, not have to go, okay, rewire my brain because it goes. This is the modern controls in standard. It goes light, medium, heavy, and then special, which is just flip from Marvel because Marvel's special is down here instead of being up here. Oh, for sure. Which is why I think modern is going to be a big helper, right? If anyone wants to get better at the game, instead of just always hitting, one directional with the special. Oh, okay. So you tell me the benefit is if I do a little bit of a motion and then the button, it does a little bit more damage. Okay, okay. But if they're still using that special, then it's like that special button. Like, yeah, again, you're doing less damage, but hey, you're still used to that button reaction that you can still do. You can still react better and have a better defensive, offensive play style instead of always worrying about being on the offensive and doing more damage. That's the part I'm getting at, right? The motion inputs definitely filter out people like crazy, but if they want to learn, the option's always there with modern controls, and they can learn even better. They can learn faster, and they can probably get way better than I ever did. If if these tools were here for me when I first started, I played Street Fighter 4. That shit would have been insane. No, no, right. So, so here I can skip this, right? We can go into practice mode because with the story mode, I just want to dick around a little bit, but we do lose a lot of options because you don't get all Luke's buttons in the demo or in the story mode, right? Because I can explain Luke's controls and Luke's modern controls. I don't know how Ryu plays. I haven't touched Ryu. Ryu just doesn't feel like Ryu because he's gotten even heavier and slower, which is weird. He used to never be that way. Ryu does not feel beginner friendly. Luke feels beginner friendly, and if you want to get better, you can get way better than Luke, right? Oh no, it's with the menu. See here, we'll go to the tutorial mode real quick. Load, Street Fighter, load! So I know this isn't tutorial mode, but what people found out is that if you go to practice for the level 3 supers, hit tryout button. Hey, it's basically tutorial mode. You get all your meters back and everything you want to kill. So, right, you get your 1, 2, 3. So that's light punch, medium punch, and then heavy punch, which now is your light punch, medium punch, and heavy kick. Right. So you do still lose 3 buttons. But if you were to do a manual combo, right, this would have been light, medium, heavy, right? If you just mash light punch, hey, that's still here light, medium, heavy on class controls. And your whole medium punch, well, that's still your medium punch combo in class controls, right? Same thing with crouching, right? Because that's actually a 2 combo. You hold down medium kick, and then you go down medium kick to down medium punch. So you can still be able to do that, right? Now with crouching heavy, yeah, you lose your heavy kick. Except, no, you don't. You don't lose your heavy sweep. If you hold down forward and then heavy, hey. So now with crouching, you're technically only missing 1 button. Well, technically 2, right? You lose your medium punch. So you do lose a little bit of controls, but they still give you a good amount of controls for modern. Again, there is a certain combo I can't do, which I've seen people see, which is they're going with perfect. Light punch, medium punch. Yep. Yep. And you're losing a couple controls. Yeah. You can't do as many. But Luke's kind of a basic character. He doesn't have a lot of options. A lot of his combos come from these specials, right? And this is what I was talking about. With special buttons, it always defaults to medium, right? If you do your special button, it's always gonna be medium. Medium Hadoken, medium Shoryuken, medium, um, medium big punch, and that's always the kick version. Oh, actually, so you actually get both options. If you do his kick move, which is down, which is how would you do that? I'm wondering. Oh, I don't think you can. Funny, I didn't even think about that. Interesting. So you can't even do his kick move, which is Hadoken kick, which is his little run, right? So you have to do down heavy, and then you go down special neutral for that, or down. There's gotta be different, right? Nope. So either or, that is manual, regardless. So that the only technically, so actually you lose 1 EX special because you cannot do the run. You cannot do EX run, which I didn't even think about. So I don't even use the combos. You lose a little bit of buttons and you lose 1 special, unless did they rewire it in some way. It'd be back here. So if we go to versus, we can at least do this. You can actually look at their character guide, the command list from right here, right? So how would you do Avenger, huh? They don't even tell you. Fascinating. They don't even tell you because you can't do it. Because you don't got kicks. Fascinating. Okay, okay. So see, there is a downside to modern controls. You do lose a lot of things. And this would be interesting because then this would destroy my mentality if I still want to stick with this when I play Marissa. Yeah, right. Do I still stick with modern controls and play Marissa or not? That I don't know. Very. I play a lot of fighting games. Granted, I don't play them that often, so I might be like experienced casual fighter, right? And I don't play fighting games like every single day of my life, but I played a lot. Street Fighter 2 was my introduction. That was when I was very young. When I got serious at fighting games, it was Street Fighter 4, and then Ultra came out, so then that helped me a lot because then Hakan got better. And Hakan's not an easy character. I bounced around in Street Fighter 4 a lot. I went from like Ryu to Guy to Balrog to someone else, and then I stuck with Hakan. And Hakan's not an easy character. He's not. So then I went from that. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. One of my favorite controlling fighting games is them fighting herds. Skullgirls is kind of weird. I play Skullgirls mobile a whole lot, but man, the real game is really weird. It's gonna take me a long minute to get used to that. Marvel's Capcom 3 is always a good one. Classic Soul Calibur, I'm not too good at, but it's fun. Um, King of Fighters is a game I really don't touch. It's not because I hate it, it's just I really don't touch it. It's cool though. SNK's got this weird little groove going on. I think, I really do think Mark of the Wolf, Goro Mark of the Wolf is still the best one because that is SNK's. I actually just did not too long ago before he came on. It's hard. It's really hard, but I can do it again. Level 8 CPU. That shit's tough. It's almost with uh SNK's CPU reading. And the reason that is that at a certain distance, if you keep going down back, at certain distances he'll always throw a fireball. But also from what I noticed that the the CPU has like a distance gauge. So at mid screen, he'll always do certain super where he'll end it with a donkey kick into level 3. But if I'm say like this far, he'll try to engage it with the wall and sometimes he drops it. The CPU will drop it, which is always fascinating. So there is like a CPU gauge that it's trying to hit certain combos, but it's failing due to distancing myself from the wall and itself from me. So it is very fascinating to see it. So they might fix that and they might make it tighter CPU level 8. Level 8 CPUs. It is for real. Level 8 CPU in this game is for real. It's not like Smash level 8 CPU or level 9 CPU in Smash. This is like really close to SNK. Because it will button read. If you do a drive rush, it will do it. If you just do it and you think like it's going to do something, it will do it 1 frame later right after you. So it will punish you on frame 1. It will punish you. Because Luke's light punch is slower, it will beat you out with a light kick, a standing light kick, because it only takes like, what? This is like 4 frames, because it's a 50-frame game. It'll take like 3 frames. It will beat you, regardless of what you do. So it's like, it's a lot of laming out. It's fascinating. I have never touched Mugen. I've touched it once at my uncle's house. I'm surprised he had Mugen as spirit, because he doesn't do computer games anymore. But, this was like back in the day, though. This was like 2008. So this is when they had like, oh, Chuck Norris is there, and he's just you can't touch him, you can't hurt him, and every walk he does just kills you. Like, him walking standard just kills you. It's like, nah, this is bullshit. But no, no, I I don't even want to imagine Mugen. I've seen Salty Bet Mugen, and those CPUs go nuts in Salty Bet, man. They are. I've seen Salty Bet, dude. They go ballistic, man. Salty Bet is fucking wild, dude. Those CPUs go hard. The second they touch you once, it is a full-on combo. The same thing with this. It's almost close to this, except they're going like 9 times faster. They're going 9 times faster, Mugen. It's wild. Yep. Battery. Oh, yeah, but you're gonna want to do the collarbone break combo if he actually does drive rush. Because I forget that doing a drive rush gives you frame advantage and wall flip. And that's too good. It's funny I changed the modern controls, but my reaction speed to fucking to drive to the drive rush punch, it still fucks me up every time. My reaction speed is still slow. I hit it there and I still fucked up. You walked up and grabbed me. You mother. Hey, that's not fair. I did. Very good. That's gonna kill. There's a new one I saw too. It's in the video archive. He did a different combo where he jumped up in the air, did EX Tatsumaki into level 3 Shoryu, which I thought was fascinating. Oh, I'd love to. But I don't get off of work till like 11 p.m. I'm gonna stay later because we're a short staff. So if he's ever up past 11 p.m., so I get home like 11:30 ish. Now that now that roads are being worked on over here, I get home even a little bit later. But it's possible. I'm always down. Oh, but I can't play him on Super 6, right? There's no online matches. Damn it. I was like, yeah, I'll play SF6 with them. I'll lab some shit. Let's go. Nah, damn it. Right, you can't do that on SF6. There's no online. Battery. What? Is that bomb second hit? Oh, that's not one. That's gonna kill. He's not gonna drop that. Nope. I think you could do that with Tatsumaki that would have killed me. That's screwed up. Hit me out of a light punch, huh? Yep. He's doing that distancing thing again. I'm perfect distance. I can't hit you, but I'll scare you. I'm still slow reacting to that. Fucking damn it. I'm still slow reacting to Drive Punch. Yeah, I really lost this one. I can tell. Oh, well, I should be able to get my. Oh, I actually get my meter back. Right. Of course. Too far. I'm dead. Fuck. Uh, yeah, it's possible he lives at a different time zone. Cause I live on the West Coast. Is he like mid or like East Coast? Does he have a better microphone than mine right now? Yeah, my microphone's going ballistic. Not sure what's going on with these settings. I'll have to figure it out later again. I'm sorry. I can't change jack shit because Xbox still frozen on me. So. Pog. Luke and Pog. bringing its forward heavy to sweep. Damn it. So you need to do a token. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that guy will be, so that'll be like 9:30 for him then, right? If I'm remembering time zones correctly. Well, that doesn't instill confidence because that means he's fighting someone across the whole United States, so it might not be great connection. Hey, I'm a Shuriken, what the fuck? And that's what I'm talking about. That was a one frame super. So much easier for me to do that than do double motions and try to react to that. See, and that's what I was talking about. You did the distancing thing. He fucked up the distancing. Now it's trying to talk. I think you've shown me it. Wasn't he also trying to make a fighting game too? I think I've seen Zorball. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of. What a terrible punish I just did. Didn't land with jack shit. Do it. They ain't close to that one wall fighting me. Oh, he actually released it? Oh. What was it? Was that the game that was 52 pickup? I don't remember his art style that well. Is that it? Counter hit? How do you counter hit a Shoryuken? What the fuck? It's a different game, different game. The art style looks close to his. I was thinking so. I'm like, I don't think that's his though. Dead. Broken ass shit, huh? Also, nice picture change. I know your profile picture wasn't that last time. Pit Rumble. It sounds like Tip was supposed to be there, so instead of Pit Rumble, it's Tip Rumble. So it sounds like. At least to me. You're missing out your distancing. I'm missing out my combos. I got no room to talk. Too slow. That's not what I wanted. It's supposed to be down. Damn it. Ah, platformer. Yeah, that's tough. Not that that's a bad thing. It's like that's tough to make it like feel good too. Especially when you have not Brawlhalla. Right, was it Aether 2 also being in production? You know, that's tough to compete with, especially the platformer. But again, As long as the platform are good, and people always find a game that always feels good. You know, and that's the hardest thing is making a game feel good. I wouldn't know anything about game design. I've never designed a game myself. To tell you what, the pause real quick. Not them fighting hurts. Fight of Animal. I like Fight of Animal, but Fight of Animals Arena is a little not that good as a platformer. It's good as a single, as a 1v1 game, but as a platformer, not so well. If you're wondering why I keep going back to menu, the reason why that is that whoever completes 6 matches in a row or complete 6 rounds in a row, it will always go back to the main menu. So if you go back to most select, you get rid of that. Also, I made a complete character EXP guide. It's a pretty bad layout is at least, but pretty conducive if you want to know the optimal way to get XP and story mode. What did you even do to you? What did I even do? Ah, my gosh, I'm dead. No, not dead. Oh, I did the wrong buttons. I wanted to do super. Oops, I did back punch. Oopsie. Yeah, I can only imagine for him because he's a single guy. Yeah, it's him making the art and the code, right? I balls. I landed on the Dogen. Let's screw that up. That was perfect. I could have done heavy. Ouch. Ah, my spine. Really? You grabbed me out of it, son of a bitch. Right. But then a lot of more artistically inclined people struggle with the programming side of things. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about programming. I had a friend who was who I don't know why his project, he recreated Minecraft 1-to-1, but he had to do all the code manually. So, I mean, like that was impressive. I can't imagine he did all the artwork because Minecraft is pretty simplistic to start, just cubes, and then if you want to be see through, you just don't put anything there. So you can make it. But yeah, no, I don't know anything for jack shit with code because I never learned anything with code. So I'm pretty sure I could do a lot of the artwork for it, but to do any of the programming side of it, I would be left alone in the dark. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know where to start with that. So no, I understand that perfectly. No, I totally get that. That's why some people need like, oh, some programmers like, well, I can make the art for it, but it's like I struggle with the art, and the other artist is like, yeah, I can do the programming of it, but I don't know what I'm really doing with the programming of it. And I totally get that. Hey, reacted in time. Oh, I see the timing though. Hey, ouchie, out of here. Oh, I got punched. He's gonna fucking hurt. Nope. Oh, I didn't. He's dead. Yeah. I think it's what it boils down to is people wanting that necessity becoming the jack of all trades. Um, as I've heard from people who say that, it's like it's better if you just stick with one option. But I've also heard it's like it's never a bad thing if you are jack of all trades. The only downside is that like you're never gonna get better at either or, but you know just enough to help around. Like you become the all rounder. Where it's like, yeah, I can give you a little advice of what to do here and there, but it's like, am I going to excel more than you in your depth of knowledge? No, but I can always give advice to anyone who chooses it, right? Also, I think I know what's going on here with the CPU. I think I know how to bait out a drive impact. You know? Hmm. I thought I was holding back the whole time. I can bait it out. I guess it's only mid screen does that. Okay. Throw a light punch. No, now it's like okay. Now I'm awake. Thank you, CPU. Dead. So yeah, I think it's just people. I mean, it also boils down to just envy. People just be envious. Like, oh, I know a little bit of that, but I wish I could do more of that. But it also works the same way. It's a double-sided coin, right? Again, it's just always an option. You know, for good or for worse, as an artist or as a programmer, everything's an art, right? Everything's an art. You're always gonna be envious of one person because they can do something a little bit more better than what you can do at whatever thing. You can always get better at doing whatever it is you want, but the problem with that being is that you're gonna lose more skill into what you put into something else. So like me with fighting games, like I know enough to do my fundamentals, right? But I'm never gonna be good enough to understand like, oh, the highest skill of like learning one frame linkers. Hell no, I can't do that shit. I can barely do that shit with light to mediums. That shit's dumb. My reaction speeds are dog shit as they are. I'm never gonna learn that. Yeah, I'm envious that it's like I can't do fighting games as good as I can. But at the same time, I don't want to have all my focus being put into fighting games. I know if I do that, I'm gonna become more stressed out. I had to step away from fighting games a long time because it was making me more stressed. It was making me more pissed at everything. So I mean, yes, I mean, you didn't fuck that up. But it's just with anything, right? Exactly, right? If you want to be a better programmer, then yeah, just focus on programming. Right? For me, being good and decent at fighting games, it's like I lose a lot of things, or I lose a lot of focusing time on anything else I want to put into. I just want to mess with Street Fighter 6 a bit because I just like, you know what? I'm not streaming in a while, so I'm mess with 6. Right? And that's a goal too. Yeah, make the best damn video games. And there's lots of good games out there, right? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna be making the best Mario game, right? And I'm sure a lot of people want to do that. I think the perfect example is with Jester, right? No, sorry, I think it's Spark the Electric Jester. I think that's what it's called. Where it's he wanted to make a good Sonic clone. The first one was good. It was a really good 2D Sonic clone. I think Jester 2 was also really good. I think it was a 3D version of Sonic. And then I haven't touched 3, but I hear that third one just shits the bed really hard. I don't know what it did differently. I'm not exactly sure. But people said Spark the Electric Jester 3 was terrible, right? And that's the thing. It's like you can make a good, solid 2 games, but if you don't have a goal, you can drop the ball with anything. But at the same time, if you're just trying to get practice in, you can always just make like a small game, you know? So a lot of people who make demos are like, hey, I have a small horror demo. Here, check it out, right? And it's like this is my small project, so I can at least get my bearings on something. And that's also a viable option. No one's telling you you've got to make your magnum opus. You've got to start with the best introduction. Make your first game as good as possible that we can get everyone on board. It's like, That's not how it works. Look at Choo Choo Charles. That guy's made like 5 other games, and then he made Choo Choo Charles, and that put him on the spotlight. People were like, "Yes, evil Thomas the Tank Engine, let's go!" Well, I mean, the game wasn't that bad. It was decent, but he generated so much hype when he first put that out. Oh, okay, was it not really good of a story? Gotcha. I was gonna say I wouldn't particularly know. I never touched it, but I heard that it just kind of drops the ball, and I guess it'd be in that area. That makes sense. Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of good games out there. A lot of good indie games too. You know, and some hit different niches, like with Dredge. Right, it's just a boating game. To, to me, I always like boating games that has a little bit of something to do. Like my favorite game is Wind Waker. Well, I won't say my most favorite game, but like a game I really do love is Wind Waker. Right, got a lot of boating, there's a lot of chill exploration, and then if you want to, you go into islands and then you just slam a bunch of enemies with simple little puzzles. Nah, see, and I totally get that. Change of focus, see, and that can also screw you up. That's a little. That is a lot of things that happen even with AAA companies with AAA games, which is why their focus changes a whole lot. It's like you're playing the game. Let's say it's a Call of Duty game, right? You're like, man, this Call of Duty game sucks ass. And you turn it out from development, you're like, hey, you know that Destiny game came out. Yeah, special in there. Like we're just making a standard shooter here, boss. Yeah, but Destiny's right now. And then like a couple days later, it's like, hey, um, Gears of War just came out. They have a really good shotgun feel. Do we get really good shotgun feels? It's a all range shooter, boss. Shotgun feels are really good. We all want a good shotgun feel. Ugh. You want me to add a chainsaw? Okay. If you add chainsaw, it's like fuck. And that's also a thing too. Change of focus. That happens a lot. The same with writing. Yeah, if you're not a good writer, you can always screw up a good story. I games I'm really invested in. A perfect example for this, a game that I really do love that sucks complete ass is Deadly Premonition. I love the story building in that game. Deadly Premonition 1 and 2 are great. Deadly Premonition 2 fucking sucks compared to 1. Its gameplay is terrible, but I love the story. I'm a sucker for good story. There's that mobile game that's been going around, Nikke. I'm super involved in Nikke. I've I put a lot of time into it, and what's drawn me in is because one, uh, let's get it out of the way, giant anime asses and tits. Let's go. But for real, the one was that it looked like a phone version of Time Crisis. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'll play a phone version of a light gun game. Let's go. Yeah, sweet. And it's anime babes, double bonus. But two, what kept me around longer is that they have a really interesting story in there. I'm gonna make a whole plot summary detail about the Nikkei story. It's interesting, but they've got some good writers. The story in Nikkei is great. A lot of the characters are diverse enough where it's like they just feel like real people. And it's crazy because a lot of anime games, I'm sure it's like, oh, look, it's waifu bait, right? Every character's gonna fall in love with you. Nah, some character stories in that game are just, hey, I just need to talk with someone because I'm concerned about this thing. Can you help me out? And you help them out, and it's like, thanks. I'm glad you're a good friend. And it's like they're not there to be like, oh, I'm gonna be your girlfriend at the end of this whole relationship dating thing. No, it's like we wanted to make more character stories that feel conducive to what that character's whole personality is. Because my favorite character, there's two. It's Annie, and it's a it's a sad story because it's like oh she suffers from her brain will it's a little goofy how it sounds, but her brain will literally explode because her brain takes some of a photographic memory, but now she's got photographic video. Her brain is remembering every little second, so they have to inundate her with manual amnesia, so she always forgets. Otherwise, her brain will just overload from how much she just always remembers. And then it spirals into this whole backstory with her family and everything. It's like it's super tragic. And then you have Litter. She's a little girl. She plays that whole role of like, oh, she's like actually like 60 or whatever. She just looks like a little 12-year old, right? And there are a couple characters in Nikkei, right? I won't lie, there are a couple characters who are like, I am your girlfriend, or there's some characters like, I am your dominatrix. It's like, whoa, calm the fuck down there, right? I'm not saying that Nikkei doesn't have those characters. There are, but there's a lot of good handful of characters that feel real. It's like, wow. Because Litter, right? She's like 60 years old, but because she became I'm saying Nikkei a lot. Basically, Nikkei is Valkyries, right? They're the female heroines. But since they're robotic bodies, it's whenever age they came into there. So let's say if you came into the age of 12 or like 10, you became a robotic savior, you're not gonna grow because you're stuck as a 10-year-old. But she's a 60-year-old girl in a, like a 10-year-old body, and her whole deal isn't like, hey, I'm waifu bait. Her whole deal is like, I'm worried about the company I lead. If I die on the battlefield, is anyone going to be prepared to take over the business? I don't know. I legit just don't know. And your whole thing isn't like, oh, I'm going to come for you so that we can be girlfriend boyfriend. The whole thing is just, I'm just insecure if I'm doing the right thing and giving everyone um create free creativity reigns within the company itself. It's like that's fascinating, and that's what I was saying. Like her whole storyline ends with like you just helping her with her beliefs that she's doing the right thing. And it just ends that way. That's just the end of the story. It's like, that's good. There's a lot of good character writing in that game. Everyone's diverse enough where they feel like real characters and not just, oh, me horny, me girlfriend now. You're like, yes, big a booba for me. No, I'm glad it doesn't end that way with a lot of characters. Every character is diverse enough their own their own standards in that game, and it's great. That's why I like DK. There's that writing team. They have a lot of good writers. There's a couple characters when you're listening to it and you're like, that's a this character. You can tell when there's the same writer for characters, but most of them are pretty diverse. So, but yeah, same thing with that. I don't think Nikkei would have been good if they just had good story, but a really shitty phone game. They just felt like ass for sure. And that was a long tangent, but that was going with that. It was just like, yeah, that's what's sticking me in with Nikkei is just good character writing, good character writing, and good story plot. I'm interested to see where it goes. It it feels like it's jumping around everywhere. It wants to put a lot into everything, but I think it wants to kind of like touch bases with like because you've got infighting then outfighting, and I think it's try to balance things out with that. And since they have a lot of characters, it's kind of like scrambled eggs, right? It's kind of like everything. So, but I'm keeping up. I want to see where every storyline goes in that game, how it all ends, and that'd be really interesting too. Oh yeah, I talked about it on a different podcast with my friends. This whole idea of like robot uprising, and I compared it to. Man, my phone's like blowing up. I really compared it to. I'm not paying attention to me, but I compared it to like a whole robot uprising. Is like, did it stem from the original Frankenstein? Because Frankenstein was the exact same way, right? Frankenstein's monster. And see, that's the other side. You can have a really bad story, but have a kick-ass game, right? And I'm not saying DMC's story is bad. It's basic. It's very basic. Oh no, bad guy, beat them up. It's it's a pretty basic storyline. But what sells it? It's got some kick-ass gameplay, man. Right? That's the other coin too. It's like you can have like a basic story and just have a really fun game, right? And that's every Nintendo game ever. Nintendo's got like the most basic gameplay, but you know what? Their games are always solid. Or the most basic stories, but their gameplays are always solid, right? That's Nintendo. Like Metroid holds a different story to that. Metroid's like a little bit more in depth in its story, right? But most Nintendo games are very basic story. Yeah, right. And I'm not saying like, oh, you have to either or. You can have both the best worlds. Yeah, for sure. It's like, oh, there was like a comment I was just hearing not so long ago. Different tangent. This is with movies. Because the Mario movie came out, and apparently there are some parents out there who are saying, I don't need my kid's movie to be good. It's like, what? Why not? If you can have a good movie that's good for kids, and if you have a movie that's a really good kids movie, adults are gonna like that too, right? And that's the thing with DMC. That's also going back to games. DMC, it's not like it's not a bad story. It's just, hey, we got a cool serious story going on, but also, let's get a little goofy. Dante's gonna put a hand on and start dancing like Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's good, right? That's how they've always jived with that. They've always gone like that with Beautiful Joe, Okami, God Hand, right? Then to DMC. Same with Resident Evil 4, right? The original one. It's a serious game and it's got a lot of goofy moments in it. It's like, what the fuck's happening? Come, let me take Ashley, for she is the president's daughter. No thanks, bro. It's like, okay, thanks, Leon. Uh, this is who I am in my daydreams. Yeah, yeah. Power male. I think it's a power male fantasy, right? Yeah, this is me. I'm kicking demon ass. There's a place for me in hell. It's called a throne. It's exactly that. It's those types of fucking shirts. Yeah. DMC fulfills the male fantasy for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, no, for sure, you're right. And then he's actually badass. It's like he's doing the. It's not like it's not like what you have with modern writing now. Forspoken, perfect example where it's like they try to make it's like an old man trying to become a teenager. Oh my gosh, I really just did that. I really just did like OMG, I really just did that. It's like yes, yes. You you want to say that more? Yes, we get it. Stop it. Just shut up. Do the thing more. Oh my god. I'm really kicking butt now. Watch out, monsters. It's like, fuck. Man, make a character who's like acknowledges it, but don't overboard it. Because you're trying to make him too much like a teenager when you don't know what a teenager's like anymore. It just doesn't work. Right? DMC Dante, he's out of Dante works better because he's an out of touch man, right? He still acts like he's 20 when he's like 40. And they're like, Dante, stop. He's like, woohoo, pizza man. 20 years later, Dante, do you still take this seriously, please? Woohoo, pizza man. Like, damn it, Dante, you can't do anything seriously, can you? That's what's fun about DMC is that like he he won't take himself seriously unless the moment really calls for it, and he'll break out of character for a split second and then go back to Woohoo Pizza Man. Right? Screw that up. That was perfect. I'm not paying attention. That's okay. And that's what I'm saying, right? Then like he'll do goofy things, but then still make himself look badass. Like in the intro of the Devil May Cry 3, oh look at all these demons break in. What am I gonna do? All these players are in me. I'm just gonna walk to the jukebox and then just turn on the music and then let's go, boys. There's pizza flying around everywhere. I'm gonna eat these slices while I'm kicking ass. Like that's what I'm saying, right? Like you don't have to have the most like you don't have to have the most like solid story. You can just your story can just be going to characters, making the story fun, right? Because DMC's storyline, what is it? It's just basic plot enemies. I'm gonna summon demons to take control of the world. Or I'm gonna try to make you crazy by trying to make you go to the bad side. And then once the characters, woohoo, let's have fun. That's all you need. Storyline doesn't have to be everything. Characters driving the story could also be something, right? No one's really in for it for to see like the whole plot line of the story. Everyone's there to see the character story, how they delve into the story itself. Everyone wants to that's it. It's just direction where you want it, right? DMC's main story is like a serious story, but the character story takes place first because it's going to be the goofiest thing and at the forefront. That's what everyone's going to notice first, for sure, for sure, for sure. It's it's the opposite problem of DMC has the opposite problem of what Street Fighter has. Street Fighter wants to have a serious story, but they have no direction to go with it. Street Fighter 5 was the worst one yet. Street Fighter 5 was so fucking bad. Oh my god. Up to Street Fighter 5, everything's been so bad. Or not bad. Everything's been so confusing, right? It's like, okay, who won the tournament? I don't know. And then Street Fighter 5 story came out. It's like, oh, oh no, this story mode sucks balls. Yeah, Street Fighter 5 is not. Yeah, Ryu, stop! You're gonna kill me, Ryu! Not dead. Huh? Oh, that was a trade. I was actually positive. Yeah. Good to know. Right, that's another thing. Is that fighting games is a perfect example of like stories, right? Fighting games usually want to make like a decent story mode, so it appeals to like everyone, right? So you have people who like want to take the game seriously, and then you want people who are like, well, I'm not that good, but I want to enjoy the story that you made, right? There's always a different demographic. Why are you backing up so far? That's undead. Fighting games have a different aspect to that, right? Where they want to make a good story mode, but usually they fall flat. Street Fighter has always been for the longest time play the arcade and get the character story ending, right? And then they had Street Fighter 5, and that people were hyped for a second, but like, dude, that story just sucks ass and is very goofy and not fun. And then they did the same thing with Marvel's Capcom Infinite. They did a story mode that they at least knew was gonna be goofy. They have so many different characters, and it's so funny at first when I first watched Marvel's Capcom, Street Fighter 5 story mode to Marvel's Capcom Infinite story mode. I thought Street Fighter 5 was better. After taking about like a 6 year break from both stories and went back to them, dude, Street Fighter 5 story mode has aged so fucking poorly. It's not like there's like, oh, they have like certain beliefs or whatever, and it's like dated things. Like, no, it's just worse. It's just bad. They're trying so hard to take it seriously, and it just falls so fucking flat. It's so bad. The direction is nowhere. They have the most basic plot with the worst directions. Like, oh my god, this is terrible. And Infinite is just goofy. There's just like some bad parts, but it's just goofy overall. And when the serious things hit, it makes you think. It makes you go like, oh, okay, okay, I guess that makes sense. But Infinite is just goofy and fun, right? And that's fighting game stories. They can just be different in themselves. And usually fighting game stories fall really flat. So to see where World Tours go, it might just be basic. That'd be interesting to see how it goes. Because Mortal Kombat is usually the crescendo of fighting game stories, right? Mortal Kombat 9 is what first started. You gotta have these big cinematic stories, and you go to Mortal Kombat X, and you go to Mortal Kombat 11. You have these giant stories that are like, whoa, 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 this shit's going nuts. And then you got Tekken, which is going like, whoa, what is this? This shit is weird. Oh, this whole dad and son thing? What is going on? Akuma? Huh? What? Yo, Akuma? What's going on here? This story's weird. Right? And that's this whole other thing, too. You can have good stories, you can have bad stories. Mortal Kombat proves you can have a good story mode and good gameplay. Street Fighter 5 shows you can have a good story, you can have a good gameplay with a bad story. Tekken's is like you can have good gameplay with a story. Yeah, it's all just different directions on how you want to make a game, how you can tell a story, how you can make a character, how you can make a game feel, right? Tie it all back to programming. And it's like this is why even if even if you're boiling down to like, hey, we only have two people writing. We have only two people here. We have a programmer and a game designer. Let's say three people, and we have a writer. Yeah, it's pretty important that you have someone who knows each thing, how to make each thing well. It's very important. Sure, you can be one man band and do everything by yourself, but if you don't know how to write a good story, then don't try to make it super complicated because then it might just fall flat. The Street Fighter 5 story mode, Street Fighter 5 story mode was not that good. Why? Oh, because they've never written really good stories. They've always been kind of arcade story modes, stories, and they've always been like, so who won the tournament? We don't know. So then when you get the actual Street Fighter 5 story, it's like, oh no, this shit sucks. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for World 4. Yep. I didn't crouch. No, were you? Uh, that's it. No, still alive. Die. Whoa. You in that right? Yeah, yeah, I can see that. You know, you get your returning villain 24/7, and you're always trying to like one up it with like these whole power level things. Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Especially with Sonic Frontiers, I went from like, oh, kind of like basic Robotnik robots, like big every now and then, right? And then, oh, but Sonic has to get stronger by collecting these emeralds or rings or something, and then his power level goes up. When he collects all of them, he becomes a god, and he's unstoppable. Yeah, no, I totally get that. No, yeah, for sure, for sure. Right, right, and that shit was hidden from you back in the day, right? You talking about the original Sonic? Yeah, that shit was hidden. If you just played Sonic, you're a casual, like, yeah, okay, I beat the game, whatever. And then you do good enough to like, wait, there's an emerald? Whoa, 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 what's this? Okay, okay. So I gotta try to get more. What if I do it again? There's more emeralds. Oh, what? I want to see you get more. And they get supersonic. You're like, oh, what is this? Oh, losing shit. You're like, whoa, this shit's hype. Yeah, right. That shit was cool. Sonic 06 is such a bad good story, right? You gotta admit though, going back to Sonic 06, I remember me and my friend did. It was so funny. Forces was just bad. Forces is not a good story in general. Son- because the CIA wants Sonic to be for furries, but Sonic was made for weebs. It was made for weebs and kids, kid weebs. Very true, very true. Right? Goku is family fun guy. Sonic should be also a family fun guy, right? You got him there for the kids that like seeing the super cool shit, and then you also got like the little bit of storyline that makes them like stronger, that makes the adults invested too. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I get that. No, for sure. But then when you have something like Sonic Forces that's like made for kids, and it's like, dude, this story sucks. The kids are less interested because that story also sucks. Oh man, Sonic's being tortured. We need to help him. Man, I'm bored. I'm gonna break out of the jail cell. It's like, what is this? This story sucks. Yeah, no. Yeah, Sonic Forces is just a bad story. While Sonic 06 is just a dumb, stupid story. frame perfect. That was a waste of the thingy. Die, Ryu. Not dead, Ryu. All I need is to poke you. There we go, I poked him, he's dead. Same with Sonic, he's dead. I did it! Sonic's dead! Let's go, baby! I thought that was gonna cross me up. Oh, fuck. No. I gotta start going for that combo. At least no meter, but man, you have to be frame perfect. Oh, I screwed up. I don't think I can take a direct punch. I think even if I took that up, I think I would have been dead. Well, if I remember correctly with Sonic 06, wasn't it that we started development so many times that they had to crank out the game in like 6 months or something like that? I forget. I know they had like a really short amount of time because they had to restart development. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's why I can't remember. It was like I feel like it had to restart everything at some point. I don't remember why though. I think it just took too long that then they wanted to change engines. Wasn't that it? Oh, it screwed up my combo. Uh-oh. Where you stop your toes? Where you your toes? They're too strong for you. Stop it. Your toes. Oh my toes. My toes. Mitosis. Ah, I think it was in block stunts. I think I had to do four to start break. Ah, fuck. Now, so yeah, he uses all his mirrors and stuff. Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. Ah, I was gonna let go crouch. Ah, damn it. He's beating my ass red and blue. Because he's a true-blooded American. Ah. Yeah, okay, so I think what's happening is that putting me in the block stunts. I actually can't. Woo! Screwed that up. Oh, that's it. Well, fuck. Forget. No, it wasn't. 'Cause again, I know it did restart development at some point. I think they only had 6 months or eight. I know it was less than a year. That's for damn sure. They had to pump it out. Oh, you know what I think it was? I think they're developing something for. I think they were developing it for consoles, and I think the Wii just came out, or something like that. And then they wanted to make it also for the Wii, and that screwed up everything. I forget something about the Wii coming out. I think that's what happened. Something about that does sound familiar. 'Cause I know it never came out on the Wii, but I think they were like wanting to make it for the Wii at some point, and then that fucked up everything. They did. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But yeah, I forget, man. I haven't thought about Sonic 06 development in a long time. But yeah, um, yeah, they're bringing it all back to stories and development and everything. Yeah. Again, it's your call. If you become an all rounder, you become the hired guy. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to put all my concentration into talking and also playing fighting at the same time. It's really tough. But I've been doing okay. Oh, it's tough. It's really tough. Again, I'm only doing the basics of blaming out really bad because again, Ryu at level 8 he input reads for sure. He really does. That's not a joke. He will input read. So anyone not being able to beat him is completely understandable. It's really tough CPU. But yeah, no. Um, but yeah, it brings it all back around to game development and everything. Yeah, it's super fucking tough. But bringing back all around to game development and everything. It's yeah, you can become a jack of all trades, but you'll most likely be the hired man to be like, hey, we need help on this project. Hire this guy so he can help us out on things. Like he's not gonna be the best at everything, but that extra voice of having help there would be good. But again, being a jack of all trades is also a bad thing. Yeah, maybe you're not gonna be the best at everything, but it's like you know what? If you're half decent at art, maybe you can do some cleanup. Maybe you can do some character drafting. Maybe you can, who knows? Who knows what your art really is? Maybe you're just good at backgrounds. I don't know. But that's just it, right? Even with game development and code, like yeah, you can point some things out because maybe you just need that second pair of eyes. Depending on what you're good at, you can put yourself at. So again, becoming a jack of all trades isn't exactly a terrible thing. Yeah, you won't become the best, but that's just human nature in general, right? You're gonna become envious of the guy who can do everything way better than you can. Same with art. Art's the exact same way. Yeah, you're gonna become envious because like, oh, this guy draws noses way better than I ever could in my life. Yeah, that's just human nature, you know. To break yourself out of that mold instead of going like, oh man, this artwork's bad. I need to erase everything and never pick up art again in my life. That's just different things in general. Delegate pixel art. That's also an art form too. Yeah, pixel. There's a. Ooh, I don't know if you've heard of an indie game called Uncanny Valley. Um, I don't know what that pixel style is called. I'm not a fan of that pixel style where it's like one pixel for the head. Like it's like very skinny. It's like almost like Stickman pixels walking. I don't know what to call it. Racing art you think is not good is yeah, it is a mistake. To reiterate what my teacher taught me is if you make a mistake in art, make that mistake part of the art, right? So let's say like, oh, you mess up. Let's say you're making a face, you mess up on the nose. Well, what if you just make a second nose where that nose is? Now it's like, oh, that first line where you fucked up, that's just the shadowing of the nose, right? It's hard to it's hard to know that. It's really tough. Keep that in mind. Oh, for sure. Another big problem is with pixel art that people don't understand is that I see a lot of hear me out. A lot of pixel artists do pixel art, but what they're doing is that they're just grabbing their drawn artwork and then just scaling it down and then saying it's pixel art. It looks like shit. It looks like absolute dog shit. It's a mess to look at. It's not pretty. You can tell where they put the pixel. You can tell they just resized it to make it smaller. It's just not good looking. People who master pixel art make fantastic things. Like they bring it back to older games like Super Nintendo art. Holy shit, that shit looks great. Chrono Trigger, whoa. Mario RPG, oh my god. Super Mario World, F-Zero, dude, those shit is pretty. You got Mario games trying to emulate that, like with Shovel Knight. Oh my god, dude, you can make those games look great with pixels. If you know what you're doing, you can make anything look good. Yeah, and the biggest problem with people trying to scale down the pictures, they're trying to make it like, oh look, I made a big drawing that has a lot of pixels. It's like it falls flat because you know why? You have shit like Third Strike that exists. That's all pixel art, baby. SNK with KOF, Metal Slug, dude. Each pixel matters, and them just going like, oh, I got my drawing and scaled it down. It never looks good because they don't put the time and effort to clean up everything where like these pixels just make it look worse. It's tough. It's real tough, man. Like I get that. It's like, oh yeah, pixel art is easier, but it's like people trying to scale their art down to pixel art. It's like there is a real talent to it. It's tough. There's a reason why Pokemon, Mega Man are still highly influential with its like tiny pixel design to this day. It carries a weight. That's like, yeah, this is a mood. This is a mood. Ah, ah. No. The second I looked away, he did that shit. Oh, I'm getting blasted. Ryu, stop. Oh, hey, I bought at the right time. I get cheat now. Oh, I fucked up the cheating. Ah. Oh, man. Um, I had 3D models and everything, and it's been really helpful to get pose frames. And yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that where they use now that we have like so many creativity tools with 3D that they use that even for 2D drawing. I see that a lot. Yeah, and that's what some artists did. I don't know if they do that anymore. I there's like almost 2,000 people I follow on Twitter. Uh, it's a not safe for work Twitter, so I mean like even if you were to follow like my actual not safe for work Twitter, which I use more than my real Twitter, um, there's a lot more naughty stuff on there. But I just love art. I just like to look at art just to look at art. You know, there's a lot of good artists out there. There's a lot of good styles I like out there. Um, and I think there was a couple artists I've seen that do that, the whole pixel art thing, and it's like some of them do that. I don't think they do it anymore. I think they stopped. I think people called them out like, dude, you're gonna do this, you need to fix this with this and this and this. Oh my god. Yeah. See, and I'm a decent drawer, but dude, don't get me started on colors. I can't color jack shit to save my life. Oh my god, I don't know good coloring to save me. Like maybe I'll stumble on something on accident, but I fuck up 97 times. To get the Hakan skin right, dude, I fucked up so many times just to get that skin right. To like look good and like shading and everything. Woo! It looked like ass. Holy crap, was it bad? Oh, wrong one. See, I'm good at making characters color skin. I learned that easily from when I was younger because I was I had that yeah, you're piecing this man up. Not really. But I learned color scheme a little bit easier as a kid because I don't know if you ever had those projects in middle school where it's like, oh, you have to take like a newspaper clipping and then recreate it like on a bigger scale, right? I did Garfield, so I had to learn by hand how to do skin by doing John Arbuckle skin, right? So I kind of learned that whole like tannish peach coloring skin a little bit easier than most people. But other than that, I don't know how to do most like appealing color palettes to contrast with other colors. I'm terrible at that shit. Again, can I get human skin color down? Can I get one skin color down? Yeah, I can do that. Anything else? No! Don't ask me. Fuck! I'll die. I can't do that shit. No. I'm bad at coloring. I'm worse. I'm the worst at it. I'll learn it eventually, but I'm bad. I'm really good at copying other people's art styles. That's easy. I've learned that from day one. I can do freehand copying real easy. But I think a lot of people can do that. You know, that's not like a skill. That's just easy. But if you want me to do like, hey, a My Little Pony thing, I can do it simple. There's a lot of people I follow. One guy I do like, he makes I think his name is Kirby Popstar. He makes a little chibi character, Sonic. He calls him Sonk, and it's adorable. I love it. It's really cute. I can copy that super easy. This is fun. I think Sonk is probably my favorite style I've copied. It's just cute and adorable. It's really goofy. Same with some drawings of Neko art. I forget the guy's name. He's got some really funny drawings of Neko art. Um, if I really did want to try to practice art styles, most fun to draw. I think if I practiced My Life as a Teenage Robot, that'd be fun. But I think Billy and Mandy at certain ages is fun. Oh, Sonic is fun. Oh yeah, for sure, right? And it's like depending also on your art style, you can just put it into your style what you think Sonic looks like too. Give him more clothes or whatever. Sonic Boom kind of broke that. But yeah, you can give Sonic a scarf and a bandana. Fuck it, who cares? Please stop. No, I wasn't ready for you. Stop it. Now I can't take a punch. Oh no, I double screwed up. Oh, I did it though. I screwed the combo though. Oh no, I fucking should have jumped in. No. Okay. Oh, whenever Sonic looks at the camera, his spikes go up. See, you can. It's just it takes a lot of different skill and timing. I think a lot of it has to do with like plugins and shaders. A thing I really want to try to eliminate is the basic 3D cell shading. Dude, I hate basic 3D cell shading so fucking much. I've gone to gripe with it so much with 3D models. When it's like, oh look, the character's hand is like positioned kind of like inwards like this. Then you got like the shading in the front of their hand. It's going like right there in their palm, and it kind of cuts off on their bicep, and it's like there, like back at the armpit. Dude, that shit looks so ugly to me because it's like it's just slapped in there. It does not look good. A thing I want to try to hire someone to help me with is to, I think, theoretically, I think if you were to somehow make almost something like Mickey's ears in Kingdom Hearts 1, where it's a 2D plane, but it's always strapped on the head, you know? Because like the ears, when he's facing forward, Mickey's ears always go like this, but when he's facing sideways in Kingdom Hearts, they go like one's up top and one's like near his back, kind of like the cartoons do, right? I think if you just somehow make something like that, but tie in like I wouldn't know the logistics of it of like another 3D model as like a pure black silhouette that's flat as like your cell shaded model instead. I think that would work a lot more than what people do as basic cell shading. That shit looks so bad when it's just slapped in there. I get so annoyed with it so much. So a lot of older games use that and it just doesn't look good. It's like, ugh, it's it just looks inconsistent. That's why. I'm not a big fan of basic cell shading anymore. I want to try to find a way to like innovate that, make it look better. Would I know the programming? No, but I need to hire someone to try to figure out how that would even work and translate into an actual program video game nonetheless. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how Mickey's ears work, right? You would never think of it until the problem is, you know why? After Kingdom Hearts 1, they went to 3D models. So Mickey's ears don't do that in Kingdom Hearts 2 or any other game. Only in Kingdom Hearts 1 does his ears act like the TV shows. Everything else is just flat models, so it doesn't look good. They're just like flat, like near flat circular object on his head instead of like being like a weird 2D plane that's being transitioned onto him. Kind of like in a sort of sense, in that same regard, kind of like in Smash Brothers on Game & Watch stage. How when people figured it out, it's like, oh yeah, no, on Game & Watch stage, everyone turns flat, and they also have a giant cell shading thing around them too. But all the character models are flat; they're not just 3D models for whatever reason. I think even figuring something out like that would be hard too, right? I think Game & Watch is a perfect example. I think the cell shading on him is not perfect cell shading either, but I think that also has to do with him having limited frames and only facing flat too. So I mean, again, I don't know how you translate that, but maybe something like that too could also help, right? It does. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. I don't know the logistics of it, but there's two examples, two prime examples again. Mickey's ears in Kingdom Hearts 1, and then Game & Watch and Smash Brothers. Because again, he's a 3D model. He's just a flat 2D model with the cell shading around him. I don't know if it's because he's even more basic of a character in terms of design. That's what helps translate it a lot easier with cell shading. But I'm not too sure. Again, I wouldn't know anything of how any of that works with programming, that kind of thing. Let alone get a 3D model to work out even better with that. So it'd probably be limited to a certain style then at that point. Oh yeah, right. I think that's fascinating too. It's kind of like the whole thing with like Mode 7 with the Super Nintendo, right? It's not 3D models, but you can get something kind of similar with that. We have like different planes of existence on 2D sprites that still work out pretty well. Yeah, for sure. No, I told you that was you mentioned. I mean, that's why so many people use it. It's crazy. Same with like shooters. I've never played Arma, but I know a lot of people like, use Arma as like a basic, uh, as like a base thing. That's for sure. Yep, wasn't worth my meter. Stop Ryu. Oh god, he jumped. That still works. I'm almost out of meter. Don't do it, Ryu. Oh, I should have done super. I'm dead. But yeah, again, that's just something I had to really think about when hiring someone. How I like to tell them how to do that. But I have a lot of things on my belt I need to get done. I still have a song I need to get done. Uh, it's just a lot. Life's crazy. Um, hopefully the guy's still interested. I talked to him. It's just been going on a lot of things. He's understanding and patient about it. It's just me trying to translate it well into music. That's also something I need to learn too. But it's tough. Right, right. See, that takes a lot of processing power too, right? And that's something too. So I don't know if like maybe you need to do something like if you're gonna make a 3D game, like actually like a 3D like open world camera game with that. I don't know if the best thing to do would probably make it like either full frames or limited frames, but then like the yeah, it's tough though. That's tough because then you'd have to compensate with every angle, right? Right. If you have like a limited camera angle, it might work better with the way I'm describing it. I I'm trying to think because I think it had to be a static camera angle that can do 360 motion, yeah. Because I don't think Kingdom Hearts One camera lets you look up, does it? I think it does. But isn't also Doom's engine also kind of limited in the sense that like it can't do everything? It can still do good chunk of things, and you can still add on to it, right? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with how the Doom engine works with like modding and everything, but it's like yeah, it does do a lot of things good. Mm. Woo! I got lucky on that one. Yeah, I'm talking about like everything, like with like maps, characters, models. That's what I'm saying. It's like Doom's limited in a sort of sense, but I mean it can still do a good chunk of things. So you're not wrong. You know? I think it's crazier with Minecraft, with that sort of sense. With like, oh yeah, people have made full working calculators and all this other shit in Minecraft. Like, how the fuck would you do that? That shit's insane to me. Yeah, true. Stop. Uh, right. Yeah, I get you. I think. I think I get you. But yeah. Damn it. My reaction time. I'm gonna die on this one. Rio, stop it. Oh, wait, just regret. What? Oh, because I did medium. Damn it. Okay, okay. Damn it. This is gonna be become what's gonna fucking hurt. Nope. President Super. Whoa, that almost lost fly to me. Oh, I didn't do it. Fuck. Oh no, for sure. Performance is performance is a big thing. I mean, I already said it earlier. My two favorite games are the two favorite games I love for story is Deadly Premonition. You know what Deadly Premonition's performance is? Fucking trash! That game sucks ass on performance. But I love the story. I love it regardless, but man, I get stuck with that performance. No More Heroes 3 runs great when fighting the overworld. The overworld runs like shit. Like him sucks ass on fucking performance and on the overworld. Well, I love No More Heroes 3. I love the story in No More Heroes. Although its gameplay direction has gotten worse over time. I still think No More Heroes 1 gameplay direction is the best. 2 has gotten was a little bit worse. It wasn't too bad. 3 was not good. 3's gameplay kind of sucked. Oh damn it. Trying to bait up the drive punch too much. Um, right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's where the age-old game crisis comes from, right? Like now you have computers that can reasonably optimize it, but it was like built on a system that like it was built on like a software that everyone was using at the time. But since like no one uses that software anymore, it's become outdated. It's like the game becomes processing fucking heavy now. It was the same thing with another game. I think it was no, not, yeah. I think it was like before the age of Neo, the Team Ninja games were making their games on PC. They were running on a certain core engine, and now since that core engine's gone so out of date, uh, CPUs read the core engine as something completely different because it was I think like 8 cores, but 6 were dedicated to gaming and 2 were dedicated to performance. But since those are out the window, it dedicates everything to everywhere and it fucks up the PCs. I think it's something like that. It might be 6 cores, but it says 8, but it's something like that. It's also like again because my knowledge is getting slowly expanded over time, but it's also expanding onto performance on different hardware at the time, you know. So it's that's also the tough part. Yeah, it seems like it all becomes pretty chaotic when trying to just optimize for everything. What Windows system you're using, what older thing. Uh, that's the thing I've always been really worried about. Because I do eventually do want to make the game, but coming to that, where it's like, how would you run it on everything, everything? How did my 2007 fucking laptop run that? You know, that'd be the tough part. Would you just downgrade some of the graphics and just call it good there? Would you make it so it's just stylized but use like graphical performance at all? Because like my 2007 laptop, yeah, I can run like PS2 games barely. It's like yeah, because when I booted up back up Gmod, I was like, dude, why does this game look like ass? It's like, that's right, I was playing this on that shitty PC. And now my PC is fully upgraded. It's like, holy fuck, this thing looks great. How was I playing it on my tiny PC, my tiny laptop, right? And yeah, that's also a different thing too. It's things you wouldn't even think about or concern yourself with because you're optimizing for the PC you're building and not like everyone else's PC that they have currently, whether it's like market price PC or whatnot. Yeah, it's what. I see some instant transmission cams. Hold on. Uh, yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm getting at. It's like they're optimizing it on systems that they have around the workspace instead of thinking about like, oh, how do we optimize this on a weaker computer, right? That's the thing too. Because if you optimize it for a weaker computer, and like that's just like the base hole, so like the threshold for it is like way lower instead of being like, oh, we made this for computers that are good for 2022 computers. It's like, well, I've got a 2011 computer because that's all I can afford, man. So they're not optimizing for that, and whether even on the lowest settings the PC can run that, it's like who knows? Because they didn't make it for that. That's what that motion. Well, yep, right. And see, I think that's a good basis too. Yeah. Always have your old computer around just for stuff like that. I think that's very important too. I mean, shit, there's people making games nowadays, and it's like, yeah, no, we made it off the NES hardware. It's like, it'll run on anything because we made it for the NES. It's like, that's fine too. You can just take older engines and just work on it like that. That's also a viable option, you know? No one's stopping you there. Just, if you're working on older engines, just don't make them for older consoles. And make them for phone games. Oh, I hate that. There were so many good phone games I was playing, but it's like, dude, if this had better controls, was not on the phone, oh my god, this game would be a sick. I'm playing Shovel Knight Dig. Oh, dude, that shit is cool and great to look at. I don't like those type of controls. They feel like, yeah, man, it's a pretty game to look at. What a terrible punish, man. I'm not paying attention. My bread and butter combos have gone down the drain, so I'm not paying attention. Ah, crap. Oh, ouch. Getting blasted over. Damn it. Getting forward. Oh, it's really. Yeah, see, Shovel Knight Dig does have real buttons. The problem with it, though, is that they want you to beat the whole game in one sitting because Shovel Knight Dig became a roguelike. And have your thumbs cramped up like that, trying to do multiple runs over and over and over and over again, dude, it's like it fucking hurts, man. It's like I can't play Shovel Knight Dig anymore. It hurts. It really does hurt. If Shovel Knight Dig was on anything else but a phone, that game would be great. There's a game called Galaga Wars. Dude, that game is just Galaga 4 was stuck on a phone. It's like shit, dude, this game is great. It just sucks that it's only touch controls. Like fuck. Thanks. Same with another game people forgot about. It was called Blight Sword. Devolver Digital posted it for Apple Arcade. And it's like, dude, those guys were like, it does more than what Atari could ever do, but it's like, it's just Atari controls. All you got is movement and one button. And it looks like it's made for, and the style looks like it's on the Atari. It's like, yeah, dude, that shit is fun and cool. It's like, man, it's easy and it's nice to play, and you only have to play with one hand, too, because it's just one button and that's it. And it's like, dude, if this was on anything else besides a phone, this shit would be great. I paid $2 just to play that on my PC. Fuck yeah. It's awesome. Same with Grindstone. Grindstone got was only Apple Arcade exclusive for a while, then it came out on everything. So yeah, I can see why they put Grindstone out on everything because Grindstone is just a fun game. That shit is just fun. It's a fun little puzzle game. It doesn't have to only be phone controls. Like shit, dude. But let's be real. The phone games peaked when we had Flappy Bird and Angry Bird. For sure, for sure, for sure. True, 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 for sure, for sure, for sure. Flappy Bird invaded the game space. Oh! Couldn't punish. Ryu, you son of a bitch, you're not doing anything. You're turtling. I just ate that. I ate that for free. Yeah, you're not wrong. Flattenberg was the end of an era, for sure. And everyone tried to pick up that era again. It was like, we got the next Flattenberg. Like, bro, stop. Bro, stop it. Ah! Forget. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. My bread and butter combos are everywhere now. My bread and butter have turned to breadcrumbs. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. The bread's everywhere. It's scattered. I don't know what to pick up anymore. I don't know which piece was which. Man, it's like a puzzle piece that just exploded in my hands. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, well, but I was holding forward, wasn't I? That's what I get for hitting buttons. Uh, I'll try one more time, and then I gotta get going. I gotta take a shower, get ready for work, and all that fun jazz. But yeah, Flappy Bird was the end of the era, and then in came Subway Surfer, or whatever they called. In comes Subway Surfer to get all your money. And now Fortnite. Fortnite's going to get even bigger. All the Unreal 5 engine shit. Make your own map. Pretty sweet. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, ouch. Damn it. Trying to go ham and I'm fucking up. Oh! Enough combo. I screwed up the timing anyways. Ouch. Oh, that's gonna fucking kill. E. F in chat. No? No F in chat. F in chat! I thought he wasn't gonna jump. Son of a bit. W. Damn it. You were expecting the biggest comeback? You fucking wish I was good at this game. Not yet. I gotta put a lot of time in to get good. Fuck. Pros. Right? Really? Gonna jump. But he didn't do anything. That's on the block. It could have done the reversal. Ah! Yeah. Getting blasted. My asshole's getting dilated, brother. No, there's no recovery. I thought I could smash him. That's it. Not dead, but close to it. Yep. That's it. Ugh. No, run it back, run it back. I'm salty. Run it back. I know it's gonna be a long day at work. Run it back, run it back, run it back. You're making their coat. I didn't have my right colors on. I was throwing off. My colors weren't right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's a color. There's a color scheme. The colors were weighing me down. The colors added more gravity. Don't you know? Weigh me down, brother. Run that shit back. Really? I've never seen parried before. No. Really? Not dead. Wow, I'm surprised it didn't fucking kill him. I'm shocked. I should have done it yet. Shit. Surely. Yep, Rooney. I can't believe that didn't kill him. I should have done EX. Could have had that first round. Fuck. Now I'm upset. Ah, wasn't ready for that. Yeah, I'll say. I'm waiting for him to do a Doken because I'm scared. He's gonna take chip. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Clack, clack. Clickety clack. With my fight stick. Ouch. Ouch. About. Right? Looking for that. No, I intended to do, but that worked. Ah! Oh, red. Collarbone. Alright, let's dash. Ooh. Oh, damn it! I was just thinking of a clip in my head of the art director of People Do, meaning Tommy Jacob. I felt bad for him. I mean, at least he still thinks came out a positive experience, which is good. But is this the way Hitomi reacted? It seemed like, oh, it seemed like the most neutral response. I was like, ouch. Ah, ah. One more. Let's go. One more. I'm getting closer. But yeah, no, the creator of People Do, he met the infamous boob porn star lady, Hitomi Tanaka, with the biggest breast. And I'm sure I didn't understand a lot of it because it was speaking in French and she was speaking Japanese and she spoke a little bit of French. But I think like he based like one of his characters off of her proportions and how I meant a lot of it. And her response was, "That's very good." And she walked off, and he was like, "Okay." Like it wasn't a bad response from her. It wasn't a bad response from him. It's not like oh like like he was like he fucked up or blew it. I think she's just so used to like those types of interactions. Like that was like her instinct response, and it's like no one was in the wrong. It's just I feel bad for it for him or for her. It's like your response wasn't better, but then again, it's like she's been doing this for like years. And I heard that so many times in her life. It's like for real, and like he didn't know what to say either. He just went like oh oh. And again, it's like she knows people just drawn art of her. It's like well, again, it's like she's like one of the porn stars with like the most like fictitious bodies ever. They don't look real in proportions, and it's like yeah, I understand why people see like her as an inspiration. But it's like at the same time, it's hard to say like, what the appropriate response was for her and what maybe he should have said better. Hard to say, but you know, I don't know. It's hard either way. I mean, again, it's good that he came out with a positive response from it, and not like, man, fuck that bitch. She didn't respect me enough or whatever. You know, it was like I was like, at least I still got the meter. It's like, well, that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, right. I don't know. Again, again, he just looked really awkward when talking to her right after that response. Is like, oh, he didn't like chase her or anything. He was just confused. Like, that's not what the response was expecting. But then again, also true, right? Very true. I think they both did a good thing, right? Again, it's not like everyone was in the no, for sure, for not. Again, a lot of people were just like, "You man, let's go." I think he was still kind of that message, like, "At least I got the meter. Let's go, man." So either way, it's like as long as no one took it as like a negative, it's just like all you really could ask for. Wow. True, right? And it's also probably because she's also a porn star. It's hard to say like how many interactions does she get with even weirder guys, right? That are not like because like the artist she was talking to, like he's very professional, you know, like they make a lot of drawings, a lot of them like always borderline on like, hey, isn't this considered porn? And you know, there's like a lot of vaginas and nipple slapping everywhere, but it's not like that's just like, oh, it's just because they're naked, right? And exactly right. And it's like he never came off as a weirdo. He just came off like as just as gracious, right? Like that's not gracious, but like he was grateful towards her. He's like like all her work done. It's inspired me to do like different things, different ideas for different character designs and whatever. Right? I'm sure that's a lot of what he was explaining. So it's like, yeah, for her to respond with what she did, I think that's completely fair, and how he took that response is also completely good, right? Again, it's not like the best interaction, but still, it's like it's better than coming off of it as a negative, right? For sure. So I can only imagine the types of weirdos she meets in the fucking street. It was also weird for Hitomi Tanaka because I've only seen clips of her porn. None of it was ever her porn scenes, but it's like it was weird seeing her like in a full-on business suit. I've never seen a porn star like in a business suit. You know, it was just really odd. Like, oh, she's got her reading glasses, she got her business suit on, she looks super professional. It's like, is this a porn shoot? Am I watching future porn? What is this? It was interesting. Oh god. Hey man, what an inspiration! As long as that art spoke to you, that's perfect. I don't need anything else. You getting ass blasted by the fucking jackhammer was amazing. It inspired me. Yeah, no, for for real though. Yeah, right, right. That's funny. Yep. Second hit. Stop it. It's medium, just too slow. Can't do that. Back me into the wall. No. He's doing that up now. You practice that more in training mode. He's just jumping. That's gonna hurt. Not gonna kill. Yep. Ah! Close enough to fucking chin kick me. The beauty of you getting deep throated by the guy with the biggest cock really inspired me. It really made me want to change. That ah! I reacted so slow to that. Brain didn't comprehend. I'm going insane in the bed, right? Oh god! I think that's cool. Is it? Sorry, I looked over. Is the stream starting live? It looks like it's running at 30. Huh. Well, it's probably because XSplit still frozen on my screen. So yeah. There's my attempts. I couldn't win again against Ryu. I mean, I got one round. I got yeah, one whole round in, or match. Yeah, I won one match. I didn't win the set though. Hey, that's fair. Hey, Save that data. I get you. I get you. Yeah, I gotta call it there. I still got. Ooh, I'm running late. I gotta take a shower, get ready for work. Again, it's gonna be a long day. We're gonna be short staffed today. So, again, thank you for watching very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, thank you for listening to my input on how I think this new Mario Control is gonna bring in a whole new slew of villains. Still better than the people I'm familiar with. Oh, with my matches. Yeah, it ain't easy. I still need to watch the guy who beat this with full advantage on the CPU. Like he had the CPU like do like triple damage, have full meter, level 8 CPU. I need to watch that video. Apparently some guy did that. Fucking won. Like that's insane. But yeah. Thank you, Cody G. Thank you for watching. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna keep saying thank you until I die. Thank you, thank you, no, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're beautiful. Thank you.